All right, welcome everyone to the Lotus Juice press session here. My name is Eric Lightson. I'm the press manager for Anime Central. I'll be moderating this session. I'll be introducing the press sessions here and asking questions. Here we have Centertainment Media. Down here in the front we have Ongaku to You.
Hello.
And over there we have
Gnarly.
So, we'll go ahead and start off with the first question from Ongaku to You. How different is it to write music for a project like Persona as opposed to writing music for your personal releases?
Oh, it's very different because for any contents like Persona or let's say Shin Kamen Rider the movie, I would ask for a script because I like to understand the whole concept and the content before writing it. Because one time I was playing a fighting game, and there's an ending theme. It was Snoop Dogg, and it had nothing to do with the whole game, the concept. It bummed me out. Like it's Snoop Dogg, it's cool, but it has nothing to do with this fighting game. So I didn't want to do that, and especially Persona, I'm a fan already. I played the game like 8 times because I was writing songs for the movie, the animation too, and yeah, that's so different from how I write my personal songs. Yeah.
Thank you. My manager's a huge Persona fan, so he threw in a couple Persona questions.
Great, no problem. No problem.
Okay, here's a question from Gnarly. Out of all the different musical styles you listen to, what made you interested in pursuing a career in rap?
Because I was most influenced by hip hop. Growing up in the 90s, hip hop and R&B was a sensation. It was a growing market, probably the biggest market in the 90s. And Bad Boys, Death Row Records, there's not a day that you didn't listen to their songs. You know, you walk around, even like a small town, you would hear their music. So everybody was into it, and I was a basketball player. I always play basketball at night with a bunch of my friends, and some people will bring a huge boombox and play like random hip hop songs or Hot 97 from New York City. So we were all influenced by it, and B.I.G. was like my favorite rapper. So I don't know, naturally it just like became a thing, and I never thought I was gonna be a professional musician. I came to New Jersey when I was 8, graduated high school here, went back to college. Identity crisis. Like, I only spoke English in high school, but back in Japan I was like, whoa, I can't really talk to my peers my age because I wasn't speaking Japanese to my peers. I was only speaking Japanese to my parents. You know, it's different, you know, speaking to your parents and your friends, right?
Yeah, well, actually, one comment I'd like to make is because you went to college at Sophia University, were a lot of their classes taught in English back then?
It's all English, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my section, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, what was I saying? Yeah, so, in the 90s, that was a thing, and my friend asked me to perform at his event for some reason, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I've never performed before and never even thought about performing, but somehow he convinced me, and I did, and it was such a bad show. But this dude came up to me after the show. He's like, I'm a rapper too, and we have a show in Shibuya. There's a club called Buenos, and he was like, we're gonna perform there. I want you to perform because you were great. I was like, really? Based on this show? But we kicked it off, got together, made a song and performed, and yeah, my career in clubs started from there. So
That's cool. And like another just comment I wanted to make, before I played Persona 3, I actually was like not a fan of rap, but hearing your music kind of made me more open to it, and since then I've been listening to a lot more like mainstream rap, especially from like the 90s.
Nice. I get that a lot. Like when I rap, I don't know about other rappers how they do it. I want to make sure that it's it's a sound too. Like I don't want it to be a poetry reading, you know. Sometimes it feels like on a two mix, like in a song, like an instrumental, you rap over it, right? And it just feels like there's a vocal and there's a track. You have to mix it and make it sound like a music, right? So that's my intention. So when I write my lyrics, I listen to the drums, I listen to the bass, then subconsciously listen to like the lead and other riffs and chords and all that, and it has to mingle with like all the instruments. That's what I try to do. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Here's one from Ongaku. As a music industry veteran, how do you feel your music and style has developed over the years?
I don't know. I try to sing more because it's something that I can't do. You know, I've been rapping for so many years, but in working with all these singers makes me want to do something new, and I wish I could sing better. I'm practicing, so you know, trying to expand my skills. So working on a song, the approaches, it's different, I think, because I'm better at it now. I know how the process goes. Usually when I receive some offers for movies or animes or games, I get the song, I get the concept, the script, and I read it, and I don't do anything for like a couple days. I'm thinking about it like subconsciously, trying to like absorb it in like a sponge, and then I'm back in my studio and trying to find something that I can relate to. Sometimes the concept is so crazy that I have nothing to relate to, so I act it out. Like I make believe that it's not me and I just write. But in terms of persona, it's the social link and, you know, the bittersweet ending and all that. So, and even P5 too. There's so many things that I can relate to. So I'd say 30% of it is me, and 70 to 60% is from the content. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You've been in the industry for so long and you've worked with so many artists and projects. So.
Yeah.
Right, here's a question from Centertainment. How did you get connected to making music for video games and anime?
That's really funny. It was connection, I guess. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. I started making music when I was in college, doing shows in clubs, didn't get paid, didn't make an album or anything. No streaming service back then, right? And I was gonna quit like in my senior year, and I'm doing narration too. So I was doing like TV commercials as well and making music, and I was like, you know what, maybe I should concentrate in narration. And then this group called Village, VLIDGE, they saw me do an a cappella hip hop rap like in clubs and asked me to perform with them, do a collabo. A week later, we were performing at a auto show in a bunch of like, I don't know, like 1,500 people. That was like the biggest crowd I ever done. And it was just so much fun, just hanging out, you know, just seeing the professional musicians out there. Made me want to kind of pursue it. So I made my single, another single. Then I decided to make an album, only a test, my first album. Didn't sell that much, but it reached the right people. It reached Shoji Meguro, the composer for Persona. And he just found me, he called me up. He's like, okay, through a friend of mine, and said if I was interested in rapping over game music. And the cocky rapper that I was like, video game music, I gotta listen to the beat first, man. And he sent me the beat, it was a CD, because, you know, internet connection was very slow back then. ISDN. So I heard it and it goes, baby, baby, baby. I'm like, oh my God, this is just amazing. So I was like, yeah, I'll definitely want to do it. And that's how I got into it. I made the song. It's funny because I told him that I want to do it. And I told him, what should I write to? Like, what kind of concept should I write to? And he goes, the lyrics are already written. I'm like, okay, that's very weird. I go into the studio, broken English. It's not even English. It's like a bunch of English words put together, and I can't even understand it. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it, but don't credit me on it. I don't want my name on this thing. It's so shitty. And he goes, okay, can you revise it for me? I was like, okay, put it on loop, and I'll fix it. And I did that for 30 minutes, and that was Mass Destruction. He mixed it, brought it back to his company, and they loved it. So he asked me to do another song called Burn My Dread Last Battle. From then on, the Persona Trinity Soul, the animation came, and the producer was a big fan of Persona 3. He wanted me to be on the anime. That happened to be Taku Iwasaki, the composer, for Shin Kamen Rider and Magic Kaito, Katana Gatari, Rurouni Kenshin. I don't know the English title, but so he liked me too, so he kept asking me to do some animation songs, and yeah, that's how it started.
Here's one from Ongaku. International fans usually find out about a lot of this music through anime.
Mm-hmm.
And so, do you watch any anime? Do you have a favorite?
I do. I've been watching One Piece a lot lately. The new season is just incredible, isn't it? Oh man, I'm a big fan of One Piece. I was reading manga yesterday too. But I wouldn't say I'm like a regular anime fan. I wish I could watch more, but I gotta work.
At the same time, right?
Yeah. I'd say I'm more of a gamer. I play like Splatoons. And I'm playing Like a Dragon 8 right now.
Nice.
I love it. But it's just like, oh man. I'm on the island. I'm making the island right now, like a dragon. Do you guys know? Oh man, it's like time just flies by. I play it. I turn on my PS5. I play it, and it's like already 6 p.m. I love it, but like, oh man, I gotta do this. I gotta work on this track. I gotta mix down, so I wish I had more time.
All right, well, we've got some questions here about gaming and Persona series. We'll start with the first one from Centertainment. What is it you love about the Persona series?
What is it? There's so many things. Well, Reload in particular, the user interface is just amazing. The graphic was amazing. And I thought it was the original designer, Soejima-san, to be designing the whole thing again, but it's Shimada-san or Shima-san, this female designer, illustrator. I thought she was just incredible. User interface, I want to say, I'm not saying music just because I'm in it, but overall music is amazing for Persona series. And the story, man, I was crying at the end. And P4, P5 is amazing too. I'm very blessed to say that I actually played and loved every one of the games that I participated. P3, I didn't do anything for P4, but P5, yeah, they're amazing. So, very blessed. Yeah.
One from Ongaku. How did it feel to come back for Persona 3 Reloaded?
I think I knew that Shoji Meguro was gonna quit and Kitajo-san was gonna be the new composer, so interesting, and it turned out very good. Loved his works, and very excited. Yeah.
From New Orleans, how has your work with Persona affected you?
Oh, my, changed my whole career. You know, international recognition. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Persona series, and so every time I do anything with Persona or Atlus, I give my 120%, making sure that first of all I have fun, and making sure that it's a good song. It's something that Atlus wants, and it doesn't. I want to make sure when I'm making a song for a game, I want to make sure that I don't interfere with the scenes that they play the music. You know that Iwatodai Dorm song?
Mm-hmm.
The original is a sample voice,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's very deep, right?
Yeah, I've actually heard the like sampled version without the background audio, and it just.
Oh, you have?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a little crazy.
Oh yeah. So with the deep voice, and I wasn't singing the original, right? But Kitajo-san wanted me to wanted me to write the new version. So I wanted to implement the first version to the new one. And when I was recording in my home studio, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try to copy his voice. So I did the deep voice version, and he called me up. I was like, please don't do that. it's cracking me up. I was like, so dance. If you want to dance, that's what I did.
Well, I also did want to kind of like elaborate on that a little more. Do you ever feel like your success with the Persona series has kind of like made it so that, like what I mean is like most people obviously find out about you through Persona,
Yeah.
but do you ever feel like it gets to a point where people only care about your work from
Of
Persona?
course, yeah. So I think at the autograph session last night, and this dude was like, I love your work, and I love this song from your fourth album, and that song and this song. I'm like, that's a true fan, you know? So it's, I don't know, it's good and bad at the same time, I guess, but it's mostly good. Yeah, so it doesn't really bother me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are there any other anime or games that you would really like to be involved with?
Yes, if I can just participate, yeah. Like a Dragon, I would love to be in it. Anime. I mean, I love One Piece, but I can't imagine myself doing a song for them. It's so different from my style. Anything else? I don't know. Let's see. Splatoon, maybe?
I actually think that would be fitting because
I think so too.
Because
yeah.
well, you were also did a lot of the music for the side story Tactica, which aesthetically was very similar, and I actually think that your songs in that are some of your best songs.
Thank you. What you think about Lynn's rap?
It's good, like it's charming.
This is what I said when they asked me to write rap verse for Lynn. I was like, it's not gonna work. She doesn't speak English, and you're asking a non-English speaker to rap. That's like it's whack. That's what I said actually. But they wanted me to write it. I'm like, okay, if you insist, I will. But so whenever I write my lyrics, I have to go into the studio and for directing their English accent as well. And what I try to do with the Japanese singers is that I look for like the best of their abilities. It's not A+ in terms of English accent, right? Probably B- at most, but you know, depending on how I direct them, it could go to B or B+, or maybe C-. And so I'm like, okay, why don't I dub it, right? So she could just kind of follow my lead. And I think it was Konishi-san, yeah, the composer. He was like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave you in there. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's why I'm in it. Originally, I wasn't supposed to be on it.
one from Ongaku. How do you feel the Japanese hip hop scene has progressed since it began?
Oh wow, I mean, like a huge step. They're actually really good now. When I started, it was a copycat thing, like trying to be a gangster and like doing gun signs where there's no gun violence in Japan. That just cracks me up, right? And trying to be tough, like smoking weed in clubs. Like I'm like, what are you doing? It's so illegal here. But just trying to be like Tupac or, you know, trying to break out a fight or something. So that's why I stayed away from all these hip hop MCs in Japan, because usually they are, back in the days, not now, usually they're delinquents that had problems in school, maybe got arrested, and they call it bosozoku. They take their bike, their mopeds, and just ride around Tokyo Highway, you know, making a mess basically. And they're rappers. So I'd say 60 or 50%, half of the MCs that I saw during 2000s, they weren't that good, in my opinion. There are some like skilled, talented MCs like Twiggy or Zebra, Buddha Brand and all that. But even still, like those people are talking so much shit about things that they didn't have to say. And I was like, okay, I can't stay with these people. And they smoke too much weed. And nowadays, there are some culture where so many tattoos, you know, and tattoo is not like it's still something that's looked down at, you know. It's like it's a thing that a lot of criminals had and the Yakuzas had, and especially like tattoos on their face, you know, that's so outlandish in Japan. You never see anybody like that. But a lot of rappers, young rappers, they do that, right? And I'm like, man, that's crazy. But I think there's this rapper called Ozuwarudo, Osworld.
Oh, yeah, I know.
This guy,
Ozuwarudo, yeah.
is it called Ozuwarudo?
Ozuwarudo, yeah.
Yeah, this guy is so talented.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome.
His rap is very good.
Yeah.
I found a lot of other rappers through him too.
And he can sing too. I'm jealous. And he's a good-looking guy too. So that's something that I didn't see. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm enjoying the scene, and I'm not in their scene, but yeah, I think it's great for the culture.
Would you mind if I elaborated a little bit? So I know A Witch recently went to Coachella.
Oh yeah. How was
and
that?
I
She's amazing, by the way.
Oh my God, she is. I've been following her since her debut. But how do you feel like that's gonna really push the hip hop scene over there? Because she brought not only her, but she brought like Lana and Madi, and like she brought a lot of other rappers who aren't well known as well.
To Coachella?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I mean, definitely good. Only good, I think. Comes out of that, because when there's one charisma, like a lot of people follow that. And that was Biggie and Tupac in my age, and a lot of rappers try to be Biggie, try to be Tupac, but they're, you know, soon enough they find out that they can't be Tupac and Biggie. They try to be original, and so that affected me too. There are so many influences in other artists. So A Witch, Ozuwarudo, I'm sure they're being analyzed right now, and hip hop scenes, especially because of the freestyle battle. It's been going on for like maybe 10 years now. It changed how MCs were perceived in Japan. Back then, they were like, I'm a rapper. It's like, okay, so this is what you do. Yo. They're making fun of us, you know? But it's not, it's more than that. Hip hop is graffiti, DJing, dancing, breakdancing, and knowledge too. So they're starting to recognize that. You gotta be kind of articulate and smart to write a verse. So I think that's good.
Thank you. I appreciate that, because it's very interesting following the scene then from now and
Mhm.
seeing how you've been a veteran in the industry. So I wanted to
Mhm.
hear your take on that since you've experienced so much.
Mhm. Thanks. Welcome.
One from Entertainment here. What advice do you have for anyone who wants to make music for video games?
Video games. I don't know video games in particular, but actually, yeah. From my experience, try to understand the whole concept. If you get the offer, like such as Like a Dragon, you can't make like a happy song, right? Maybe depending on the situation, but mostly I'm assuming if it's hip hop or rap, implemented into a Like a Dragon song, it will be like a battle theme. But you can't. I don't know. If you want to, if you can include some words or terms from Like a Dragon, let's say, I think the fan's gonna like that. I think the creator's gonna like that. You know, so you can't just be me. You gotta understand the whole concept. I think if you do that, the creators and the company's gonna like that. Yeah. Okay.
Good advice to learn that, because that's, you don't hear too much from people who write music for video games. And,
Yeah.
you know, so getting that input is very helpful.
I don't think there's that many like opportunities for video game music in the first place, but not just video games, but for anime. Taka Iwasaki likes me. I like him too, and every year he calls me up. It's like, I want you on two of the songs for this anime, and he does that every year. And I'm the only one who's been doing it for like 15, 16 years, and this is my guess. He's featured other Japanese rappers too, and I listen to it, and I'm not dissing them, but I feel like the lyrics doesn't really make sense to the whole the concept of the anime, and I try to avoid that 100%. I want to try to relate, you know. It's just like I said about Snoop Dogg. So it's difficult in a way because you can't be you 100%, but you have to show like the elements of yourself, at the same time include the whole concept. I think that's very important. Yeah. You're welcome.
We'll just have one more question then.
Uh-huh.
We'll end with a nice note here. What kind of message you have for your international fans?
International fans. Well, thank you for supporting me for all these years, and it's incredible how at my age I'm here performing, and I live in Japan. I have like 5 other conventions this year in the States. It's something that I've never imagined in my life, and I don't take that for granted, and it's happening because of your support. So thank you, and hopefully you'll keep supporting me, and when I do my tour in the States or anywhere, you guys show up.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you guys.
Thanks so much for making the time. Thanks so much,
problem.
everyone.